Well, this is the second live stream of the day. If you missed the first live stream, it's up on our wall. We covered the action that went down last night in Japan and the fights in Australia. If you haven't got to the channel yet, if this is the first time stopping by my YouTube channel today, I just uploaded my breakdown analysis and prediction of the co-main this weekend on the Golden Boy card in Chicago between two former world champions. This fight's at 140 pounds, Regis Prograis and Jojo Diaz. That video is in the fight prediction playlist, so check that out. It's about 12 minutes. You'll see my logic behind my reasoning. And we're going to open the floor up on this live stream to talk about that fight card. There's a couple fight cards. The one in Long Beach, if you guys are getting any action on it, I'm not getting much odds on it. There's a fight in Japan tonight. I got messaged about the fight in Japan probably 10 times today. Kai Watanabe versus Ryo Saito. That's on in... It actually starts in about 3.5 hours. But some of the boys in the Discord love action. And so, like, I was looking at it. I was like, it might be something... might sprinkle a little something on the underdog if you guys really want some action. But we could talk about that fight. Guys, the Discord group is linked in the comment section. That is our private Discord group. It's a membership on our channel. Johnny says Boxing Insider. It's a couple bucks a month. You support the channel, you get more features on the channel, and you also become part of the Discord group. So all the boys in the Discord group, we're growing. We're already over 100 people in there. We started about a week and a half ago. And during the fights, it's fun. Fight week, it's fun. Everybody's sharing their parlays. Everybody's kind of riffing off each other on who to take. And I really like how that community is growing. So just to let you know, if you join that, it's just a bunch of true blue boxing heads. And that link is pinned in the comment section below. David Iser, what's up, buddy? What's up, DJ? A lot of exciting fights be made at 40 if Prograis wins. I say match him with Matias. Matias gave him the double finger on the FaceTime. Yeah, man. The crazy thing is, man, what is Subriel now? Subriel's 34, 35. Regis is 36. I think when people think of Regis Prograis, they think that he's done, don't they? Isn't that kind of interesting? He lost 2 times. I mean, his last 2 losses are to Devin Haney by decision, Jack Catterall by decision. He dropped Jack Catterall, even though, you know, my point is, he hasn't looked totally done. But with a guy like Regis who has relied on reflexes, fast twitch, explosivity, power, his entire career, you do see that fading. You do see that. So I could see why people... But to say he's completely washed, nobody said that about Subriel Matias when he lost to Liam Perro. It's an interesting matchup. It's an interesting matchup. It's something that you'd have to ask yourself, why else is Regis still hanging around? Jojo Diaz is the question for me, guys. If you're in the Discord group, I put Jojo's last fight. I shared that link, and you guys could watch it on YouTube. He fought a month ago in Tijuana. He fought an 8-rounder against a guy who I think was 6-4. Yeah, my point is, my point with Jojo, he didn't look good at all. Jojo looked really faded. He did. His speed, Jojo Diaz never had the fastest hands, but everything, like his neurology looked really bad. And so I watched an interview he did on Fight Hype today with his coach, and he was selling the fight. He was saying all the right things, but mate, I don't know. I was giving Jojo the benefit of the doubt all week. I was looking at those odds. I was like, those odds are disrespectful. Those odds are crazy. And then I sat with the film. I rewatched Regis versus Jack, rewatched Regis versus Devin, and just watched Jojo's last fight just a month ago. That's all you really have to do with Jojo. He's lost 6 out of his last 8 fights. He's never fought at 140 pounds before. He's going to be the smaller guy, and I'm not getting odds on it. My lock going into the weekend is Regis on the money line. It's not shocking. There's not a lot of action right now, right? But Regis, if you could get Joshua Edwards by stoppage, right now you could only get Josh Edwards on the money line. And those odds, I mean, you guys are gonna it's $1.02 on Josh. Josh Edwards is a 3-0 heavyweight, 3 knockouts. Really fun to watch. He's worth the price of admission. I was saying that I would go to that fight card just to watch Edwards fight. I want to see what Edwards looks like in real life, like how he moves in the ring, how he operates. So if you guys are in the Chicago area, he's on that undercard. Tristan Kalkruth, I'm not high on Kalkruth. I watched his last fight. He has mental lapses. He's one of those guys that as a coach, he would make you pull your hair out. But he's a 3-1 favorite against Kareem Hackett. I'm partially tempted sprinkling something on Hackett because you guys are going to ask me tomorrow what's my upset of the week. And right now, I mean, I've already picked. You guys know I'm going with Kenneth Sims Jr. That's an upset technically on the points. I think it should be close to a 50-50 fight. But I'm already taking Sims as a dog, but I might take Kareem Hackett over Kalkruth. I didn't like what I saw with Kalkruth in his last fight. That's up to you guys. Let me know. My lock of the week is Regis on the money line. He's $1.15. The juice is worth the squeeze on the money line. I mean, if they give us options, method of victory, I initially was going to say my lock was Regis to win a decision. But I started thinking about it, and I know Duarte is the only guy to stop Jojo Diaz, but man, he looked bad in his last fight a month ago. He looked sluggish, and Regis doesn't look that bad. You know what I'm saying? Regis doesn't look that bad to me. He's still, you could tell he's slowed down slightly at 36 years old. I think Regis might stop Diaz late. So I'm kind of leaning on either an over. We'll see if I get those options. Yeah, Prograis could crack too. And with Regis right now at this stage of the game, he just needs the proper matchmaking. And we know what Jojo's going to do. Jojo is going to he wants to stay in the pocket. He's going to be a body puncher, but he doesn't have one-punch knockout power. Regis has always been great at catching his opponents on the end of his punches, and that comes down to timing. Goat, what's up, buddy? You got any action? Mate, Goat, there's a fight in 4 hours, bro. You guys are turning me into degenerate. You guys are turning me into a degenerate. What's up, lights out, buddy? I can see. Yeah, me too. I can see Jojo getting stopped. There's a fight in Japan in 4 hours. I might sprinkle something on it. Kai Watanabe versus Ryo Saito. Is that the card you're talking about, Goat? They're offering one fight. I'm not really. That's the one I'm talking about. Man, I gotta tell you, the $5.25 is tempting, dude. I looked at both guys. I did do a glance over. I went to their box rec. Anova fight in Japan. Guys, pull up your box rec real quick. Let's type in Kai Watanabe. So this fight's going down in 4 hours. Kai's 14-2, 8 knockouts, number 35 ranked super feather in the world, 5'9", 69 and a half inch reach. Young kid, 29 years old. Yeah, he's fighting Ryo Saito, who's 6-1. Yeah, Saito is a big dog for a reason. 27 years old, 5'7", orthodox fighter. He only has 7 fights. Coming off 2 knockouts in a row. He got stopped 2 fights ago. It's his first 12-rounder. Watanabe's the favorite for a reason. Maybe you could get a knockdown prop bet. I mean, Watanabe's the favorite. I mean, without watching tape on him, if you're going to play, I don't like betting on the odds. But, I mean, why not get a little action? You boys are hungry for some action. Sprinkle something on it. I would take Watanabe on the money line. And if you could get a knockdown prop bet, I think he should probably stop him. I've always liked Jojo, but he is just... Yeah, Macho Gavacho. I watched Jojo all week, man, because I was getting rumors, Macho, from people saying that he was super switched on and he's turned his life around, and I was looking for that as well. Mike, the safest bet of the week is Regis Prograis on the money line. So even if you listen to me and TJ from Chilltown Boxing on, no, we didn't talk about it on Gary's live stream. We talked about it on a message. But I was talking about Jojo Diaz and why I felt maybe people were overlooking him. So I was really giving Jojo the benefit of the doubt. People were saying that he was switched on, he was dedicated. You know, then you watch his last fight, which was 4 weeks ago, and then you watch the last interview he gave on Fight Hype. Mate, I hate, it's so disrespectful for somebody like me from my house to call a fighter shot. I freaking cannot stand when anybody, even when former fighters, even if it's a former fighter in a booth, and they have the audacity to call a current fighter shot. It's so freaking disrespectful. So that's not the adjective I'm going to use. But we could break it down from a scientific perspective. I should remind you, I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I have a bachelor's degree in sports psychology and a master's degree. I never talk about my education. What my day job is, I run my own fitness business, so people pay me to get them healthy, keep them healthy, and guide them, right? So I'm well-versed on biology. I'm well-versed on anatomy and physiology. And when you look at Jojo Diaz's last performance, when you look at how lethargic he looked, not even just slow. And I think this is what people refer to, or what they're trying to say when they say a boxer is shot, is that it's their neurology. It's the brain waves, it's the reflexes, it's the speed, it's all that sort of thing. And so all of that is gone, Jojo. All that, he lost all of that. And what is Jojo Diaz's style? He's going to fight you in the pocket. He's a body puncher. He wants to be in the wheelhouse. He's fun. He doesn't have one-punch knockout power. What does Regis do when Regis is at his best? He gets you on the end of his punches. Regis has a strong backhand. He has one-punch power. Not high 85% knockout to win ratio. He's a natural 140. He's a bit. If you were to build a frame for 140, you would build a fighter built like Regis. Jojo's a smaller guy. He's never fought at 40 before. This has all the makings. This has all the makings of Diaz getting stopped late. That's all I'm gonna say. Nice, mate. Yeah, GOAT. The first money line. I lost the money line pick last night, not including the draw. You know, I called the stoppage in the first fight down to the round. I forgot I did that on Gary's live, but somebody sent me a message. Somebody was like, "Yeah, bro, you called Rosa getting stopped late." I was like, I saw that coming, and then Antonio Vargas, the draw, that's not really a loss. The very next fight, Taraji losing that split, that was my first money line loss, not including a draw, in a while. Maybe a couple weeks. I can't remember the last time I missed one on a money line. On a featured stats don't lie one. How many bets you make at a time, bro? GOAT's a beast. My favorite thing about GOAT's betting style is, I've known GOAT. I've probably known GOAT for 2 months. I'm going to speak on GOAT's behalf. My favorite thing about watching GOAT's betting style is he's patient. He's methodical. He doesn't force bets. Every time I see his parlays, it's like, he's not trying to get 7-1 dogs on a parlay to get rich. He builds, and then keeps building. Oh yeah, Farmer. There you go, Farmer. That's it. When did Farmer fight Floyd? It seems like that was 8 months. It was what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks, a month ago. But we think about how many cards we cover. So many cards. I cover every fight card in Japan, California, to where Tevin Farmer versus Schofield seems like it was a long time ago. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't the only one though, boys. I wasn't the only one. You guys have to remember, man. I'm trying to get everybody to eat. Where can I see you? Yeah, Chivo, man. Click the link, brother. You asked this last night. Chivo's my guy. You asked this yesterday, bro. Click the link pinned in the comment section. Click that. Join. It's a couple bucks a month. It's not going to break your wallet. You become part of that Discord community, which is chaos in a really good way. Go, DJ, I bet normally one at a time. But yeah, I do a second crazy bet and throw a little 10 on it. That's like, nice. So what are people saying about Jojo? You have Regis winning, but with his injury to his ankle against Catterall. So currently on that money line. Yeah, why did they do that to DJ Green? FanDuel started to limit my bets. What do you mean, DJ? They limited your bets? Oh, DJ, you always win, though. How do you know they limited your bets? That's insane. That's wild that the betting apps have the power to censor gamblers. But I guarantee if you were losing and you lost your house, they wouldn't even give you a phone call. You know what I'm saying? If you were like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, I mean, maybe they do have a team that kind of gives you a call. I don't know. I like that random guy perspective. I like that bet, Regis UD. That's what I'm feeling too. Money Meech in the house. Big Meech. Larry Hoover. They put a limit on you, man. That is wild, man. That is insane. That is horse shit. They limit your bets fast. That's insane. Maybe that's why I see a lot of, I know that TJ, I know that Carlos, Muscles, these guys actually will go in person to a casino. They'll go wherever, I don't know, everybody's from all around the world. They go to a casino, so they don't even, I wonder if they're limited digitally. That's so annoying, though, to have to go to a casino. That's insane. That's enough for me not to bet. Like, I wouldn't bet. The only reason I bet a couple bucks on the fights is because you guys asked me to. Like, to think that I was driving to a casino is insane to me when you think about it. But that's some place. Like, I heard in America, you guys don't even have access in every state to download betting apps. That's insane, which is wild. I like how you've been spelling after. After today, I hit the draw and both fighters be knocked down after. That's insane. I hit the draw, but I only got it. I put 100 at 17-1. Let's get a little parlay going. All right, Mike, we'll do that. Let's do that, boys. Okay, Southeast with it. So I guess there is a department, a part of the company that will reach out to you. Yeah, Plant, I lost that one. Prograis versus Pitbull. That's insane. The Bible Belt got you on lockdown like that. That's wild, man. Okay, let's look at a little parlay. Let's build something real quick. Now, I'm gonna go. This is just. I'm not. Let's build it real quick. I don't have a lot of action. They're not giving me a lot of fights, boys. They're giving me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With the 8 fights that I see that I'm getting offered, there's a fight in a couple hours in Japan. Kai Watanabe is fighting Reyes Salto. Watanabe 14-2, 17 pro fights. Kai Salto only has a handful of pro fights. Salto's a 5-1 dog. You take Kai Watanabe on the money line, $1.20. I like that. Oh, Canzales is fighting. Canzales is fighting Fred Basri. I'm taking Carlos Canzales on the money line. That's decent value. Like I said, if you could get Josh Edwards by stoppage, mate, they're not going to give us those options. Yeah, I'm not going to make anything official till tomorrow, but we're building it for the boys. What's up, boxing fan? My man sliding in. Yeah, so those of you who are asked to build the parlay, wait till tomorrow. But unless you want to, there is a fight that starts today, Goat. So that Saito fight starts in a couple hours. So maybe you do want to build a long parlay. Put a couple bucks on this. So far we got Kai Watanabe on the money line, $1.20. Carlos Canzales, $1.27. I'm taking Josh Edwards is a lock, mate. Josh Edwards is hands down a lock. I hate betting on Tristan Kalkruth. I'm actually going to do some research on Kareem Hackett. I don't know much about Kareem Hackett, but I've seen Kalkruth fight the last 2 times, and he did not impress me at all. So I'm waiting. I'm not going to play with that. Regis on the money line. You're at $1.74 right there. Do you think it's worth it now to drop ESPN Plus? Yeah, we don't even, down here in Australia, we don't even get the offer to get ESPN Plus. So that's a 4-leg. Those are, if you, it's $1.71. $100 gets you your money back plus $71. I mean, this is Jared Castro in the house, my man. What's up, buddy? So yeah, 4-leg. Let's do it. You put that in now if you want to play the Japanese action in a couple hours, or you could wait till tomorrow. I know, Goat. So I gave you a parlay. I'll post that on the channel. I'll give that one I'll put on YouTube for all the boys. But the nitty-gritty ones with the prop bets, the over and unders, those will come out later in the week, tomorrow, and those ones will go to the Discord group. Yeah, Kalkruth has had so much hype on him, man. I'm not sold on him. He's super underwhelming. And your question, David, about ESPN Plus, we didn't even, like, it's shocking how much we get blacked out down here in Australia from the top-ranked cards. Like, we can't watch top-ranked cards. The ESPN Plus, like, I wasn't able to watch the Japanese card yesterday. And the issue is, even if we wanted to pay for it, they don't even give us the option to pay for it. So I do have ESPN Plus down here, and I do pay for the DAZN. And it was streamed. The Japanese fights were streamed on DAZN everywhere except Australia. And it's like, it's just salty. So what I have to do is wait on those fights. I can't stream. And so if you guys ever question, like, why am I not live streaming during a fight? Because I like doing play-by-play. Some of you guys maybe have caught some of my live streams where we're on during the fight. I like breaking fights down in real time. It's one of my favorite things to do. And so the reason why I don't on some of these big fights, we don't get an opportunity. You got a VPN. DJ, I don't even I don't even know what that is. Is that another app? What's a VPN? I don't know what that is. Is that Kalkruth is like Camel Hatton? He just retired. Yeah, 100%. That's a great Macho Gavacho. Perfect. You definitely do, especially in that division Kalkruth is in. What's Kalkruth at now? How many fights does he have now? Is he like, he has a handful of fights. He's 15-1 with 10 knockouts. I think Josh Edwards might beat him. Go. What do you think about that? Mike, I like that 3-leg boost at 174. That's a lock, Mike. Dwayne Styles in the house. Salute. Go. What do you think about Josh Edwards right now? His chances against Tristan Kalkruth. I'll look into getting a VPN, though. I know it's like speaking a bit because Kalkruth is pro experience. They're about the same age. He's 23. Like, he lost to a 10-10 guy. Like, he just had some flat performances, mate. That performance against Valera was that 2 months ago? That was hard to watch. They keep giving him opportunities as well. Damn, that sounds, VPN lets me use my American betting apps in Mexico. Gnarly. It's a virtual privacy network. It's for stream. That's insane. Virtual private network. Now, is it like, I don't know, guys, if you understand, Australia is a police state. This isn't supposed to sound conspiratorial, but Australia is a full-on police state. Neil White, what's up, buddy? Every time I've seen Tristan Kalkruth, they keep, you know who Tristan Kalkruth is? He's like Who's that? Who's that actor that? Who is that actor who was in Narcos? Who was good in Narcos, and then Hollywood keeps force feeding him down our freaking throat. Pedro Pascal. Like they're shoving Tristan Calcru down our throat. I feel they want him to be that guy. I don't know if he's that guy. They keep like, well, whoever just said that it's exactly like Hatton. It's a great example what you said about Camel Hatton. You hit the nail on the dot. But the VPNs don't always work because a lot of VPNs flag. Take this. Yeah, we should take this. That's why. So when I open the Discord, I guess Discord is I'm learning words encrypted. I guess it's hard for people to tap in or hack Discord, which is kind of good. What's up, Mike Larry? What's good, Johnny? Found out about you through 3D super chat now. Love you. What's up, buddy? Nice having you here. Can chat now, but we win. I'm feeling Kenneth Sims. Me too. Let's go. I got Kenneth Sims too, man. I think people are sleeping on him, and that's not. And the longer you're around my channel, if I pick against the guy, doesn't. I like Oscar Duarte. You know what I mean? He fan friendly style. How do you not like Duarte, right? But Kenneth Sims Jr. You know, when I was a kid, being yeah, show me the ropes. Put it in the Discord, boys. Send me a message in Discord. All the boys with the VPN chat, could you just put the best one for me to download in the Discord, and I'll do that. But I feel like for how much I like Duarte's style and how much he's improving, the list goes on and on about why I like Duarte. I like his coach, Garcia. I like the levels he's shown, but I just don't think people understand how good Kenneth Sims Jr. is. My favorite thing about Sims Jr. is that he doesn't have knockout power, but he fights like it. Meaning that people who don't, I don't want to offend anybody, but people who've never boxed before or trained might not understand what I'm about to say. I think some people, the casual, might think that guys who have knockout power, like we'll say Deontay Wilder is an example, one punch knockout power, equates to them being fighters. You know what I mean? And what I mean by like that is mentally wired. There's been world champion boxers who've made it to the high level that if you ask them, they would tell you they're not a fighter. They're a really, really, really elite problem solver. Do you see the point? The difference is Kenneth Sims Jr. is a fighter. He's wired to be a dog, and that's why I like watching him fight. He'll trade with you. He'll exchange with you. He'll be flat-footed a lot of times in the pocket, and he just doesn't have that one-punch pop. He doesn't have a viral moment, and since 2021, I thought he was going to get it when he beats, the biggest win of his career. What's the kid's name? We just featured him on the channel. He was 11-0 at the time, and Sims won a decision. Elvis. When he beat Elvis, that win has aged well. And I just don't think people know how good he is. I like how he operates in there. I like how he boxes. And it's going to be it's going to be an interesting matchup. I think it's going to come down to the decision-making, the choices Sims makes with how long he chooses to punch with Duarte, where he chooses to punch with Duarte, and if he could get Duarte's respect early, if he could push Duarte back, if he doesn't allow Duarte to force him back. There's all these little games within the game that are really, really intriguing, which why I love the sport. This is why I started my channel, that side of things. That's what I'm random. He's a fighter, but how I know. Well, timing, random timing, defense, counters. Timing into such of getting Duarte's backhand down to where making Duarte barely miss, and then countering either up top or to the body, angling, feinting, getting Duarte to throw when he doesn't want to throw. All these sort of things. But we're gonna find out, and I'm siding on the fact that Sims could do that. I think maybe I'm overrating Sims. I put Sims at a high level. He's a really good boxer. Duarte money line, good pick. I mean, he's the favorite. He's $1.65 right now. He's $1.65 right now. I like Sims. You're giving me Kenneth Sims Jr. at home with plus money. Come on, dude. That's another thing. If we want to talk about why some of the boys are here gambling, if you're giving me Kenneth Sims Jr. at plus money at home against Oscar Duarte, are you kidding me? That's a no-brainer. You know, even if he loses, he's two. Right now, I got Sims Jr. at goddamn $2.50. Come on, that's insane. I don't think that Duarte. I mean, it's no shock. Duarte's not a smooth operator. He knows what he wants to do. He's a bully, fan-friendly style. Like, it's fun. Body puncher. Chivo, my man. He's been asking. He's here. Chivo up high. I can't wait till you enter the Discord, Chivo. When you click the link, you'll see all the chat. The Discord's become. That was the best decision I made 2 weeks ago was listening to the boys here on the chat to start a Discord, because I didn't realize that all the freedoms that everybody has. We have an MMA chat in the Discord, the boxing chat, and the parlay chat. And then you guys private message me. So, and I'm on the line. I know some of the boys who box want me to put a fitness chat so you boys can put the training videos in there. So we'll see. But yeah, Sims Jr. Duarte, I never want to put off the impression that I'm telling you where to bet. You guys are like, the reason why I invite you into my home, basically, so we could chat about boxing, right? Some guys drink alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. Some podcasts make it look like they're around the fire. Mine is like right in front of in my spare room in the big, where the TV is. And we're chatting boxing. So when I'm picking a winner, it's just based on what I see. It's based on styles. You know, nobody picks 100% of them all the time. And I know I'm doing something right when I get burned for picking draws. Okay, so Chivo, if you go to my YouTube channel, the interface of YouTube, you'll have because you just became a member, you have an extra option. You'll see members. So you see community posts, you'll see members, and you'll see a post that I did yesterday and the day before welcoming new VIPs. You click that link. What's up, Blam Maximilian? What a great name. I'm on sports betting. Are you Blam, sports bet in Australia? Because that's the one I'm on right now too, buddy. Sportsbet.com.au. If you are, just go to upcoming fights. It's on there. I picked Sims because he boxed well, the discipline. Yeah, also, Kyan, if I'm pronouncing that right. You guys know who Kenneth Sims Jr. sparring partner for multiple camps. Terrence Crawford. So, like, you have to mention that. It's not... This is the best example. What would you say George Kambosos Jr.'s best performance was? Teofimo Lopez, right? Did you guys know who Teofimo Lopez sparred with before? Do you know who George sparred with before the Teo fight? Hundreds of rounds. In that sparring that he spent all those rounds with Manny Pacquiao, you had this version of George against Teo. That was George at his best. And that one performance, you know, he won a slight win. What's up, Mike Larry? I thought... I mean, there's a lot of comments, brother. How about you just repeat yourself, kid? Yeah. Yeah, so my point is, Kenneth Sims Jr. spent rounds and rounds sparring with Bud Crawford. The reason why that's significant on multiple levels. Obviously, the brush that you're going to get from sharing the ring with, you know, one of the generation's greatest boxers. But also, you pick things up. There's confidence there. And they wouldn't have asked Sims Jr. in camp to do that if they didn't think that, you know, he was at a certain level. He's at a certain level. People have been saying it for years. Even out of the amateurs, people like OOG boxing fans, old heads knew about him. They know about it. At 31 years old, it's now or never. Yeah, Kambosos, mate, there's no such thing as a perfect situation, I don't think, for fighters, because there's so many unexpected outcomes in a fight. But for a guy like George Kambosos, that version against Teo, because he spent all that time with Manny, was the perfect scenario for George. meaning that if he was able to recreate whatever happened in those rounds for every fight, I think I'm not saying he would have beat any of those guys afterwards, but I mean, look how he looked. Everything was on point. Timing, the range, how he was in it. His timing against Teofimo was very, very impressive. What's up, Joey? We appreciate you, mate. No H, though. It's just Jonny. No H. Jonathan. No H. Jon. So, yeah. Welcome here, boys. Glad everybody's here. We're 35 minutes in. This is our second live stream of the day. We went live earlier. I uploaded my breakdown of Regis versus Jojo and my prediction. Kind of like core, but 100%. Yeah, and we see this a lot. There's a young teenage kid out of the West Coast right now. We just saw him fight. I think he's 5-0, 6-0. He's a white welterweight. He was Israel Madramov's sparring partner. And when you see him fight, you don't really see a lot of like welterweights. I think he's 147. I know if Goat's on this live stream, he's going to know who I'm talking about. I'm bad with names, especially up-and-coming prospects. There's so many names to pay attention to. He just fought last weekend on, yes. Goat, mate, you are my guy, Caden Griffiths. So Caden Griffiths, you watch if you go to Caden Griffiths' like last 2 amateur fights, he's only had a few pro fights. You watch the last 4 pro fights, he's only had 6, I think. And you see, and then you find out that this kid, they invited him to be Israel Madramov's sparring partner. You could see it. You could definitely see it, especially at a younger age. When a fighter gets in their mid to late 20s, that's the whole you can't teach an old dog a new trick. You develop your movement patterns. Your brain is, the way our body works is a thing called neuroplasticity. Right side, right brain, left brain. One of the things they talk about if you have degenerative brain diseases in your family, such as Parkinson's or Alzheimer's, they say a good way to combat that when you're younger is if you eat with right-handed with a fork, start eating with your left hand. If you tie your shoes one way, use the other hand. That's just an example of how you could rewire neural pathways in our brain movement patterns. Now, it's tough to do that as a boxer who's in his mid-20s, late 20s, right? But George was a little younger when he did that, when he was doing those rounds with Pacquiao. And then you got a teenager like Caden Griffiths, who is just a sponge for data. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just so malleable to be able to pick up these little nuanced things that he's learning from Israel Madrimov. And that, he's a fun prospect to keep an eye on. Put an asterisk by his name. He's still only a teenager. But all I had to hear was like, what, a teenager? He got sparring with Madrimov. That's insane. Knowing at Madramov's 400, 350 plus fight amateur career and, former world champion at 54. Hopefully no one said his name. What's he been up to? I want to see him again, mate. You go from Bud to Virgil back to back. Jesus, that fearless. Anybody hear anything about Israel Madrimov? Where have you gone? Serhii Boacek, where have you gone? Virgil, where have you gone? We need these fights. Boots, what are you going to do? Josh Kelly today, Kelly said they're talking Kelly versus Murtazayev now. I love the neurological tips, Johnny. Yeah, appreciate you, Goat. They come out, you know me, you're getting to know me enough now that I'm a coach and I'm a bit of a, when I say the word nerd, I mean that in a good possible way. But yeah, this is what I do. I study, I read a lot, I write books, I love this stuff. That's my boy. Kelly Pavlik's my man, dude. Why you bring? That's Kelly in the background. Actually, you ready for this? This will trip you out. How about that one, Kelly Pavlik? What are the chances, right? So there's this T-shirt company in Youngstown, Ohio, called the Go figure. I think Youngstown Clothing Company. And during the pandemic, I was doing an Instagram betting show for MMA called Easy Money. That's this one. That's funny. The Youngstown Clothing Company sent me all these T-shirts, and he must have just knew that I was good friends with Kelly. We grew up together. Yeah, he got schooled. Yeah, took me. My favorite thing about that fight, though, about B-Hop versus Kelly, was if you go to after the fight when they read the decision and Hopkins wins, Hopkins puts his arm around Kelly and he said, "You're the best fighter in the world at 160 pounds. Stay there." He then said, "Don't let this loss destroy you. If I have to come to your mom's house to get you out of bed, I will." Kelly was a world champion living with his parents, if you guys didn't know that. I love that kid, man. He was like a brother to me growing up. So, yeah, that's a little, FYI. And to put an exclamation point on what Goat said, yeah, every now and then, if you watch long enough, we're going to get into the biology and the anatomy and physiology side of things too, because that's kind of my wheelhouse as well. Styles do make fights. Yeah, it's wild when you think about B-Hop's struggles with Jermaine, and then Kelly obviously stops Jermaine and beats him convincingly the second time. Styles do make fights. Yeah, we got to get some merch. I got to figure out how to do all this, guys. You guys are helping me. Dude, you guys help me more than you know. Boxing Fan's like a blessing in disguise, man. Boxing Fan was, my boy that I met through here, who kind of pushed along to get the Discord off the ground and all that good stuff. So I really appreciate you, mate. Yeah, we've been talking on Instagram behind the scenes how to go about this next little thing that we're going to offer on YouTube. But I want to make sure we do it right, and I don't like rushing into things, and I sometimes like thinking about things for a little too long. But give me time. Autograph books. Yeah. Yeah, so I do come to the States every year. So that's what I was thinking, guys. I was gonna run an idea by Gary and maybe TJ, and I haven't told Gary this. I haven't even told anybody this, but I think what we could do, boys, is like rent a place, like rent a. I'm very entrepreneurial on that side of things. Hold on, Mike Larry. There you go. I'm talking about when you said Kenneth Sims box with Terrence Arba. I'm high, Johnny. It's all good, bro. Mike Larry, we love your authenticity, brother. Yeah, he did. Sims Jr. sparred a lot with Bud Crawford. I think that you have to talk about that with his pedigree. But I was thinking about asking Gary, maybe TJ from Chilltown. I'm sure Gary knows another person who might be like a content creator. We like rent out a space somewhere where there's like maybe a big fight weekend. We'll look at the calendar and we do like an event. We do a live one. We do this, but we do it live, and all the boys are there. Make tickets like $10. It's nothing too expensive if we get enough people, and we do a live one. It's super interactive because before I started doing this, I would do public speaking around Australia for fitness. So it was kind of my wheelhouse, doing presentations on, I've written 2 books. I would go from like gym to gym and speak about like strength and conditioning and stuff like that. But I don't know if anyone's doing that in boxing. So I'm going to run the idea. It's something that I've never spoken out in life until right now, but it's something I was thinking about. Because I see a lot of you boys. Some of you boys are going to be in Chicago with the fights. I know Gary travels all the time to fights. That just had me thinking, like, mate, we could set something up, given enough time in advance. We could do a couple a year. Once maybe the flight from me. So it's not that bad. This is gonna sound insane to you guys. I remember what it sounded like before I moved here. But from LA to Sydney straight, it's 15 hours. So I've done that probably 40 times since 2013. So a straight shot 15 hours doesn't sound like anything. It's kind of normal, right? So it's nothing for me to just, and there's no stops. What up, Wilmer Ramirez? A boxing card. You're playing. I don't know, Goat. I don't know. I met a beautiful woman down here, and she's from here, and she's the love of my life. So she's comes from a really, really close Italian family from Italy. The dad doesn't even speak English, and they're really old school Dagos. And I'm half Italian, so I could say Dago. They're really old school Dagos, and she's really, I kind of right now, she's really connected with her family. And so when I met her, I was already a Rolling Stone. I left my family. I talked to my family. I'm really close with my family as well, but I think it's a bit different for guys to kind of leave. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever move back to the States, but I visit twice a year. And, my whole family, down to the nephews, nieces, uncle, they all live in the same town in Youngstown, Ohio. So when I go home, I spent 7, 8 years in Long Beach, and then 2 years in Las Vegas, and then I'm from Youngstown. So when I come home, I'll fly into LA, stay in Long Beach for a couple days, fly to Ohio, go to Columbus for a bit, go to Pittsburgh, and then finish in Vegas. And when I travel alone, it gets dicey in Vegas because I live there and some of my boys are still acting crazy. From what country are you guys? There's people from all over the world here. Every time I think about Johnny Says, I think about Sonic Says from the old song. Not, you know what? See, every time I think about Johnny Says, I think about Simon Says. Because I had older sisters who used to bully me. Simon said that. And I was like little. So Johnny Says is like, yeah. But anyway, guys, connected, you'll get wild. I guess that came out wrong. Yeah, so Arto Ara, the Japanese fights are on. We got Watanabe versus Saito. Are they playing those Japanese fights, boys? You're from the Philippines. Nice, man. We have some boys from the Philippines here. PJ. If PJ's on, I think PJ's from the Philippines. What do you think about them? Yeah, I've uploaded my prediction. We talked about who I'm going for, like who I picked with Sims versus Duarte. I give you, if you want, guys, if you're new to the live stream or you're new to my channel and you want to see the uninterrupted, produced, quality 10-minute videos of me giving you my prediction, go to the playlist that says fight predictions. Yeah, Kenshiro lose and ruined my whole day. Because that was the one. Kenshiro was my only loss. That was my first loss since... Oh, God. I can't believe I picked Tim Zhu. I picked Tim Zhu, didn't I? VA in the house. So I lost Tim Zhu. God damn it. My loyalty got the best of me with that pick. That one still haunts me. People still message me, Johnny, I can't believe you picked Zhu. I'm like, fuck, dude. Costa Zhu follows me on Insta. I've interviewed Costa Zhu since 2016. I live in Sydney. I've seen all of Tim's fights. It was like I got caught. I went against my dad's advice. Johnny, bet with your wallet, not with your heart. And it burned me. Because if you remember at the beginning of the week, I was picking Fundora and I flip-flopped. Never flip-flopped. This guy, he flip-flops. I flip-flopped. I was a flip-flopper. But, yeah, Kenshiro, a draw. How'd you guys score that? I watched it about an hour ago. Kenshiro versus... I thought the Vargas fight... I don't know. It was a tough one. I thought the Vargas fight on the cards was a little bit wider, to be honest with you. I thought the draw in the Vargas fight was more of a gift. And I thought the Kenshiro fight versus Sandoval, that one kind of shocked me. I thought Taraji had it. But he gets hit a lot. I know. A step group. I'm already a coach. Dwayne, I do a lot of stuff, mate. But a step group, man. I'll think about it. 114 Sandoval. Okay, so it wasn't a robbery. Taraji. Yeah, a lot. 6, 7, 8. But we got fights here starting in 3 hours. And I got to actually box today. I'm boxing. I got to go down and box. So I just have a session down at my gym below. I during the pandemic, I gutted my garage and laid flooring down. I hung bags up. I put a squat rack. And I used to run a gym in the city in Sydney before the pandemic. And then all of my clients, a solid core, kind of like you boys, kind of like the Boxing Insiders who signed up and we're in Discord, a loyal group of people who see me in real life come to my house for one-on-one training. And I have a boxing session down there in about an hour. So I got to stretch out. We're going to go probably 10 rounds. No, I know what you mean. A step group, accountability. I'm a coach, you know, people, this is what I do. This is what keeps the light on. I live this sort of life though, mate. I'm up at 4:45 a.m. every day. I go to bed, I try to get to bed between 9:30, latest every day. Yeah, I live. I'm 5'11". I'm 79 kilos. My bench, I'm a powerlifting. Strength and conditioning is, you're teaching the major functional lifts, the same ones in powerlifting: the squat, the deadlift, and the press. So my point is, with the steps and everything, I do road work. I do 100. Something I never talk about fitness. I run 100 kilometers. I've been running 100 Ks every month since October of 2020. That's an insane stat for you. So every month since October of 2020, I've run 100 kilometers. So my point is I value my fitness, right? My stance on that is I feel that the fitness space is so clouded with just gimmicks and influencers and people who, aren't in it for the right reasons. I like to think one day we could live in a place where we don't have to brag about being fit, is my point. So I like this boxing because I don't have to deal with the fitness side, if that makes any sense to you. The fitness side of things online is really toxic. I love the community I've built on YouTube, how it's growing. I built it from scratch. We just hit 26,000. That is huge for me. I never thought 26K is ridiculous for me. And I just think about what's in front, the Discord's growing. And I love that, I don't like people feeling inadequate either. It's one of the reasons I don't show how much I bet on fights. I black that out, because the feeling of inadequacy is a real feeling. I remember personally as a kid, and nobody likes to feel inadequate in any way. Fitness, the online fitness scene does that to people. So I don't like forcing it on people, but it's a great idea. An accountability thing is a great idea. And if you're doing it for the right reasons, it's a great idea. It's just at this stage of the game, for what I already do and what I have fun doing online, yeah, I'd have to think about it. It's 11 p.m. where you guys are. You gotta go to bed, man. Damn. All right, guys, I gotta go. Goats put me to bed. Yeah, Boxing Fan bought my last book. I appreciate you, brother. I got about a box of fit. My publisher sent me about, you're 23? I'm 43. I got 2 decades on you. So I have about 50 copies of the 24-hour reset. So I was thinking of how to distribute them. You can buy them in the bookstores, but I'd rather, something to think about. The channel's growing. I appreciate all the support, boys. And good luck. Hopefully we wake up with some prop bets and we wake up with some more options. I'm probably going to take a fight today. Dwayne Styles, you're appreciated, mate. We love the energy you bring to